by government are there for all the well-intentioned to see. The 2015 Rwanda Reconciliation Barometer has reconciliation in Rwanda at 92.5%. Remarkably, Rwanda is today rated one of the safest countries in the world, 11th safest globally according to the Gallup Global Law and Order report of 2017. There has been very commendable progress in governance and democracy. Very peaceful elections in August last year was yet another landmark for Rwandan democracy. Indeed, the election of President Paul Kagame by an overwhelming majority was an affirmation of the people's confidence and trust in his results-oriented leadership style. Relatedly, Rwanda's economy grew by 6.1% in 2017, and it is, according to IMF, projected to grow at 7.2% in 2018. The 2017 World Bank Doing Business report has Rwanda ranked second in Africa in the ease of doing business. Rwanda is a firm believer and is involved in regional integration programs. It is among champions of the open borders policy and has since January this year introduced a visa on arrival regime to all citizens of the world. The development of Rwanda is inextricably linked to the African continent. We as Rwandans are proud of the trust bestowed upon His Excellency Paul Kagame by his fellow heads of state and government to lead the AU reform agenda and also chair the African Union at this epic integration moment of the continental organization. Guests of honor, excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, remnants of the perpetrators of the 1994 genocide against Tutsi are still scattered across the globe. Given the inherent responsibility of fighting genocide by the global family of nations, complete end of its threat can only be achieved with the support of all of responsible nations. We are relatedly thankful to the Republic of Zambia for her commitment in fighting genocide-related impunity as explicitly put by His Excellency President Edgar Chagwa Lungu during the state visit earlier in February, while honoring the 250,000 genocide victims laid to rest at the Kigali Genocide Memorial. The President unequivocally reiterated his government commitment to bring to book any perpetrators of the 1994 genocide against Tutsi that may be hiding in Zambia. We are also thankful to some other nations of the African continent, North America, and Europe that have actively facilitated the bringing to book of some genocide fugitives. Many of these were tried by the International Tribunal for Rwanda. Others have been extradited to Rwanda and have either been convicted or are still undergoing trial in Rwanda courts. Indeed, this commendable collaboration is not only effective in fighting impunity and genocide ideology, but also reinforces global commitment to never again have another genocide anywhere. Guests of honor, excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, bilaterally, I'm happy to note that following the opening of Rwanda High Commission in June 2015 in Lusaka, interactions and multi-sectorial cooperation between both countries and people have grown considerably. Bilateral relations between Zambia and Rwanda are impressively on a growth trajectory. This is not least evidenced by exchanges of state visits by President Paul Kagame and President Edgar Chagwa Lungu in June 2017 and February 2018 respectively. A Zambia-Rwanda Joint Permanent Commission of Cooperation meeting was also held in Rwanda in February 2018. So far, 7 Memorandum of Understanding have been signed across very strategic sectors of mutual interest. Guests of honor, excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I wish to call upon Rwandans here present to keenly follow development in Rwanda, support to stay the course and pride in the incremental progress being registered. Let me close with the solemn words spoken by our President during the 20th commemoration of the genocide against Tutsi. I quote, "It is always difficult to find adequate words to convey the pain in our hearts as Rwandans during this period. We remember our history, what we saw, what we heard, what we lived through. What happened is difficult to comprehend, but we have to find within our hearts the strength to go on, not dwell on the pain, but rather keep working on achieving our goals like we always do." End of quote. I thank you. Murakoze zikomo. God bless you all. It is now my honor and privilege to call upon our guest of honor to come and deliver his remarks.
Mrs. Monique Mukaroliza, High Commissioner of the Republic of Rwanda to Zambia, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors and High Commissioners accredited to Zambia, senior government officials, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with a profound sense of humility and honor that I stand before you on this solemn occasion commemorating the 24th anniversary of the unforgettable 1994 Rwandan genocide. As Zambia joins Rwanda and the rest of humanity in looking back on this important national event in Rwanda's history and its aftermath, may we remember the more than 1 million people who lost their lives. We honor the survivors whose resilience and incredible inner strength continue to inspire all of us today. We recognize and share their pain and the struggles that they continue to face. 24 years on, we have seen how the land of 1,000 hills has emerged from a horrific past and observed the remarkable progress that has been made towards development and especially reconciliation. We acknowledge the way in which our brothers and sisters in Rwanda have sought to heal the past and painful wounds, despite the challenging road to reconciliation and healing. I must note, with a high sense of admiration, that Rwanda's socio-economic transformation and development continues to inspire us and is a source of pride for the African continent, if not the entire developing world. We therefore applaud your tenacity, your resilience, and your resolve in building a better future for Rwanda, in which all citizens are equal. However, should we have gone through those 100 days to be where we are today? Did mankind have to suffer such a great loss to bring Rwanda where she is today? Couldn't all this have still been achieved without having to lose so many children of our continent? Your Excellency, while this solemn event stirs within each and every individual an appreciation for life, it is also a painful reminder of the failure by the international community to intervene in Rwanda in the face of that human suffering. This unfortunate event should not be allowed to be erased from our memories and the memories of future generations. We should all keep it alive in our minds that the international community failed the lives of those children of Rwanda. The international community failed the lives of those children of Africa. The international community failed those human beings over those grossly 100 days of 1994. As Winston Churchill once said, and I quote, "Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it." End of quote. Because of that, we should not forget that history, nor should we fail to learn from it. We, as humanity, should never let this happen again, regardless of the situation we might find ourselves in. The international community has a moral obligation to prevent such heinous acts from happening, as well as to protect populations from any kind of crime, including genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. We as humanity have a responsibility to recognize it, respond quickly, and to prevent such atrocities from being committed. Your Excellency, or other excellencies, my fellow compatriots, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to reaffirm Zambia's commitment to stand side by side with our dear brothers and sisters of Rwanda and the international community in our resolve to prevent and combat genocide ideologies, mass atrocities, hate crimes on the African continent and throughout the world. I also wish to reaffirm my government's commitment to further consolidate the relations Zambia shares with Rwanda in an effort to address the needs and aspirations of our two peoples. Having visited the Kigali Genocide Memorial Center myself on a number of occasions, and having followed the events leading to the atrocities of those 100 days in Rwanda in 1994, seeing pictures of the brutalities that were caused, reading the stories of how sister was so heartless to take away the life of another sister. Reading how brother pulled out in cold blood hearts of others. Is a very humbling effect. It humbles you. No. It goes beyond that. It does much more. It tells you how morally weak we human beings are. It shows you how easily the evil in us can be evoked to be so merciless against ourselves. It is a stark reminder of how greed, egocentrism, tribalism, and especially self-glorification quickly turns into hate. Hate for others. Hate for mankind. The lessons we learned on this our continent through our dear country, Rwanda, is that hate speech permeates society so quickly that by the time you realize it has caused so much havoc and damage that it is very difficult to stop. This is also a reminder of how abuse of mass communication tools, how abuse of instruments that are meant to foster development can be turned against humanity, can be turned against mankind. It is a reminder of how tribal politics can destroy not only a country, but can destroy lives, can destroy mankind. It has been said many times, and I wish to paraphrase it. A wise person learns from their own mistakes, but a fool does not even learn from the mistakes of others. The mistakes of Rwanda are the mistakes of mankind, the mistakes of all of us. It is therefore incumbent upon us, and for the sake of the lost lives, to remind ourselves. Kwibuka. Let us remember, lest we forget at our own peril. Let us live for others. Let us live for each other. Let us live knowing that we are because others are. Let us live knowing it is Ubuntu. As I conclude, and having spoken about Ubuntu, I would like to echo the words of one very famous son of Africa, the former president of South Africa, Dr. Nelson Mandela, who said, and I quote, "True reconciliation does not consist in merely forgetting the past," end of quote. Indeed, true reconciliation and healing comes from acknowledging the painful past, learning, like I said earlier, from our failures, and accepting, like I said earlier, our responsibilities. We, the international community, have acknowledged our failures in Rwanda, and we need to continue working together in order to ensure that genocide never happens again. As we walk side by side with Rwanda on this journey of healing, as we walk side by side with ourselves as an international community, for the failures of our past, I wish to remind you that today, more than ever before, we have an opportunity to work together to ensure that we combat any form of intolerance and extreme and violent extremism. May the good Lord keep the souls of the Rwandese who died for their country those 24 years ago. May the good Lord bless Rwanda. May God bless Africa. May God bless mankind. May His grace continue to remind us that we have a duty to one another. May God bless all of you for commemorating this event. And may this event move you to be a better citizen of the world. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Guest of Honor. I will invite you to the main table with our host, the High Commissioner. As we symbolize the commemoration of today's occasion, the light will be lit, and all our lights by our tables will also be lit. Madam Guest of Honor, Madam High Commissioner, Guest of Honor, sir.
Rwanda.